a consulting call today with a client who was in his late 30s, near my age, lived in LA, and was worth about $7 million. And it was such a pleasure to speak to someone who was also successful, similar in age, and sort of similar in mindset. And he decided to have a consult call with me because he's just broken up with his girlfriend. And I get a lot of guys who approach me just when they're breaking up with someone. Breakups tend to be the times when guys come out of their shell the most and think, oh shit, I better fix my life. I better do something about it. I'm back on the market. Uh-oh, I better become a man again. Because you're stuck in that relationship for so long and you get so comfortable. You stop going to the gym and everything's just so easy and you're like, yeah, it's cool. And then one day, bang, she flips the script on your ass. And she's either changed or there's something you haven't seen from the beginning of the relationship. And she's just like, yeah, all right, see you later, mate. It could just be as simple as that. I'm not happy anymore. I'm changing. I'm moving. I found someone else. I'm this. I'm that. And you're like, what? Everything was fine. How come all of a sudden things have changed? So your life can change in a split second, right? And I've been fully aware of that my whole life, which is why I know as a man that you must continually be, you need to be a G. You need to always work on yourself because you need to be a desirable male so that she doesn't leave you. If she does leave you, then guess what? You've got other options. And because you've got other options, she's less likely to leave you. So you see what I mean? It's cyclical. It's like if you're the man, she won't want to leave you anyway. However, these days, even the Tom Bradys of this world, even the biggest celebrities with the most money, with the highest status, still get their arse left and still get divorced. So no one is safe. So these sorts of men I'm finding that are in their 30 plus, recently single, having to get back out on the market, a bit confused about how exactly to do so, how exactly to navigate this new dating world. See, I feel like my work now is the most important it's ever been in our entirety as a human race because relationships are the most difficult they've ever been in today's world. And there are many reasons. I always talk about this kind of stuff, right? I talk about like the rise of feminism, but that we can't blame feminism for the fact that relationships are difficult, right? We can't blame feminism for the fact that testosterone levels are the lowest that they've ever been in history. Okay, don't blame feminism. It's not women's fault that you're a pussy, right? You're supposed to rise up to the occasion and remain the man, remain strong, remain in your values. And if you find that the women aren't resonating with that, then you got to find another woman or move to another town. And that's another conversation we actually had. So he's living in America, and one of my videos, the video that went the most viral from my YouTube, was called Good Luck Dating American Girls in 2024. And I filmed that in Miami, and I will go back to Miami because Miami's my home at some point. And that went viral for a reason because, as you can tell, American men are extremely frustrated with American women. And it's become harder and harder to contain them, right? They cannot be contained. They just want to be free birds. They act like men. Okay, we as men are the ones who want to build businesses, be independent, sleep with different people, fuck around, and then come back home. The tables have turned. Now women want to do that. Women want to be independent, run their own business, be the boss bitch, travel around, maybe sleep around with a couple of dudes from time to time, and then come back home and be like, okay, as long as you're always here for me, I'm going to go and do my thing and be the boss bitch and then come back to you. So women have become like men. No wonder relationships are difficult, right? We're supposed to have polarizations for equilibrium. You're supposed to have the masculine and the feminine. Okay, if you have the masculine and the masculine, guess what? It doesn't work. I've tried to go out with girls. In fact, one of my ex girlfriends was a beautiful Canadian girl from Vancouver, real stunner that I met in Vegas. I should have known better meeting a girl in Vegas. But she was an alpha and like she was a boss bitch. And we fell in love, but it just didn't work. And I knew very early on, within the first 2, 3 months, that it wasn't going to work. So I had to cut it off there and then. Now, most men are not brave enough to cut off those relationships. So back to the matter at hand. The guy was 30 plus. He was wealthy. He was a lucky guy that he was wealthy. I told him he should be very grateful for the fact that he's wealthy. But he felt trapped in his situation. It's incredible that he was wealthy, yet he also felt trapped in his environment, which is insane. So many of you are stuck mentally in your minds and cannot see otherwise. So you're going to need someone like me who's always been free, well, free from the age of 27 onwards. Before that, I was stuck in jobs that I didn't really like until I worked for Google. That job I really liked. But you feel like you're trapped and you feel like there's no way out. And you're going to need a community of brothers. You're going to need people like me to help you rise to the top and make you believe. Because guess what? No one helped me believe when I was younger. Okay, YouTube was around, but I didn't have like great mentors, and my friends never really believed in me, and my friends never really wanted me to be that successful, because your friends don't want to see you become majorly successful. They're just trying to keep you at the level you're at, right? Most of your people and the people that you think that you love, even my parents didn't want me starting businesses and traveling the world. They were like, yo, no, it's way too risky. Ho, 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 ho. You need to be an investment banker in the city of London. You'll make good money, and that's your future right there, buddy. CEO of this bank, that's where you belong. So people impose things on me that I didn't want. And I had to find that freedom. And now you may think that you have all these influencers and you have all this content online, which you do, right? You have all this amazing content online, but you've got to be really careful with who you listen to, because most of these influencers are just some new age kids that have just come on the block and all of a sudden are giving you relationship advice, giving you dating advice just because they can prompt AI pretty well and film some good videos and get some good creatives and good visuals. Yo, you need to start listening to people who are actually genuinely experienced, right? If you've watched my life over the past few years on Instagram and you've seen where I've been and what I've done, you'll realize this fucking kid, not so much a kid anymore, unfortunately, has been around the block and has traveled and has done so many amazing things and is so extremely experienced because I have such a well versed like education and understanding. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to sit here and toot my own horn, right? I should be a little bit more modest about these things. But on this consultancy call today with this chap, he realized how good I am at doing this, and he realized that he needs me on this journey, and it can't just be one call. It needs to be an ongoing journey. Like, I need to be there for him every step of the way until he's good enough and gets on his own 2 feet and thinks, hey, I don't need this. I'm good now. I got my shit together. And so I realized today from that call that I'm one of the best in the world at doing this. And because I love doing it. That's why this doesn't feel like work to me. This is a joy. Speaking to men who are struggling and helping them and giving them advice is what I was born to do. It's an absolute joy, and I loved every minute of it today. And so this isn't a sales video to to tell you, hey, click on the link in the description. All of you should do consultancy calls. it, One, you need to be able to afford it. You need to be willing to put the time and the effort in. You can't just be someone that comes in and comments on my videos, just watches my videos. If you're just a voyeur who wants to watch videos and watch my life and watch other influencers, that's not going to get you anywhere. Like, why the fuck do you care about watching our lives? You people are watching Tate, and I don't know who else they're watching, all these random red pill influencers. And I'm a fan of some of these guys, but most of them, I just think, why are you watching them? Are you gaining any value from these people? If you're not gaining any value from me, you're not learning anything, I'm not inspiring you at all, then stop watching me and fucking unsubscribe. I don't need people who are just going to voyeur and watch from a distance, right? I need men who are genuinely going to watch and think, all right, I need help. This adds value to me. I should reach out to this person. I should try and get in the brotherhood. I should try and build a community. This inspires me to make a better life of myself so I can be more fulfilled and happy. Hey, that's the whole point of this damn channel, if you didn't realize that yet. And pushes you into some sort of action, right? I want you taking action. And whether or not you come on board with me and consult with me, it doesn't matter, right? I don't need your money. I want you living a better life. If you live a better life, I live a better life, because word spreads around. And so when you spread that sort of positivity and you take action on your life, and it could be the smallest little thing that you do today that changes your life, then I feel better, right? That spurs me on. I don't care about building this into a huge business. It's going to become a huge business anyway. I already know that because of the way it's going and my desire for it. So I guess the point of this video is to sort of reiterate that you need to listen to the right people. You need to listen to people that are authentic and genuinely have your best interests at heart. A community. So many people are so lonely, they don't have someone to lean on. I've got amazing friends and amazing brothers that I can call up anytime around the world and say, hey, I'm having a shit day. Or hey, I've broken up with this girl, I don't feel too good. We need each other. There's nothing more powerful than a brother talking to another brother in complete and utter honesty and authenticity. There's nothing more powerful than that. Speaking to your wife ain't going to be as powerful. I know that for a fact, right? Reading a bunch of books, sure, there's lots of wisdom in that, but the impact of interaction between men, the bond between brothers is unbreakable, especially if it's a strong bond. I was lucky enough to build that over, I've been building that for 25 years. I've got friends that I've known for 25 years, and I can call them anytime. And that's the whole point of this. The whole point of this is community, and a strong community. Okay, we started off in tribes as communities, and we're going back to that way of living. The strongest will survive. We hunt in packs. If you're a lone soldier, a lone entrepreneur that's tired of being alone, believe me, I get tired and bored of working alone sometimes. Finally, I'm building this team and this brotherhood, and it feels good. And I want to build it into a bunch of beasts who are all wealthy, who are all ripped, who are all strong minded, who are all good with women. And they can go, and once I've given them advice and built that, they can go and build those communities themselves and go inspire others. That's what I really want from this whole project.